now. So today we are going to be doing our new coach training. Tammy and Erin and I, we had a little power meeting on Monday morning about some of the important things for you guys to know as new coaches. And we have a video that we think you should watch, in combination with this call that will really help you if you're just starting out, and we will post that in our team page. It's also a really fantastic video to send to new coach prospects. Lindsay, I think, has watched it. Amy watched it. Maybe some of you guys, other guys have watched it, but it just goes over some of the basics that we're not going to go over tonight, like compensation, rank advancements, all that good stuff. So I'm going to dive into the first part of the coach training that I'm going to cover, which is the inviting part, which is one of your vital behaviors, which is you have to invite people to do the programs and to be a part of the coaching opportunity. And if you don't, after your friends and family dry out, you probably won't get too far. So what we have come up with is that we want to give you guys actionable things that you can do to further your business, and especially when you're first starting out, because we know it can be really overwhelming. So we have a weekly goal for you guys, something that's going to be due a week from today if you choose to take on this challenge. It's not too much. Basically, we want you guys to do a brain dump on a piece of paper and just write a list of 30 people. If you think of 50, be the overachiever. We like the overachiever. But we're going to say a minimum of 30 people, and it can be friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, college roommates, anybody you can think of that you think might be interested in joining a challenge. That's all you have to do. Just create that list. You have a whole week to do it. And then we want you guys in a week, on the 18th of July, to message your coach. If your coach is not actively coaching, send it to the person, you're up in your upline who is working with you, and they will go over it with you, and then we'll talk about the next step. The next step we want to talk to you guys about is inviting people via personal message on Facebook or email or Instagram message or whatever form of social media you're using. And, oh, Tammy, I thought you were raising your hand. Okay, so the idea with what we do is that we make connections with people, because how annoying has it been for you to receive a message from a Rodan and Fields person, or I don't know, whatever, lip sense person, whatever, and they're like, hey, and you could very clearly tell it was cut and pasted. It was like, hey girl, I thought you might be interested in these new, unique lashes. What do would you want to do this? Here's how much it costs. And you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know you. Like, you just friended me on Facebook, and now you're like immediately trying to sell me. Our job as coaches is we connect with people because we want to find out basically what makes them tick. Why do they need this, like a particular program in their lives? Do they suffer from emotional eating? Do they struggle with fitting their workouts in because they have a new baby at home and can't get to the gym? Our job as coaches is to figure out, basically play detective and figure out what makes somebody tick and what we can do to fill the gap in their lives to help them lead a healthier life. That's what we do. So to send out just a generic message to people doesn't get to the crux of that. So what you want to do is you really want to get to know people. Maybe you need to look at their Facebook page or their Instagram feed, look at their kids, get to know them. Maybe they had a new baby. Maybe they're, just went on an anniversary trip, something that you can connect with them on, at least in the first sentence, and then go into inviting them to this challenge. And in that invite, and we'll share with you guys some scripts, sort of piquing their interest with something, not going right into, hey, do you want to join my Lift 4 group? And they're like, what the heck is Lift 4? We know what it is, but remember, not everybody knows what we're talking about. So you want to say, I have this high intensity interval training plus strength training workout. It would work great for you because I know you love yoga. And it will let you do your yoga, 2 or 3 days a week, and then you can get your strength training in, or whatever it may be. How does this particular challenge fit into their life? So you want to sort of pique their interest, and they're like, wait, can you tell me more? How would it fit in my life? Like, why would this work? So one of the things that has worked for me, and I know for Tammy and Aaron and a bunch of other coaches, is using the voice messaging button on Facebook in the Messenger instead of, it actually makes it easier. You're not using your thumbs and, having to do all that if you're on your phone. And it's just nicer. It's nice to hear somebody's voice. It's nice to feel connected. You feel that one-on-one connection with them. So just get on that message and just be yourself. That's the best thing I can say. Like, as if you were talking to a neighbor and you were like, I love this program. I'm so excited to do it. Just the same exact way you would talk to a friend about something, or your spouse and how much you love it, is the same way you should be talking to people when you're inviting them to join a challenge. Another suggestion is to take it off of Facebook, because they're constantly changing how we use Facebook. They don't want us using our personal pages as business accounts. I like to take things into Gmail, because people who can't access Facebook at work can access their email a lot of times. And I think sometimes Facebook sometimes can just be irritating to people. Emails tend to feel, I think, less offensive to people. They open up a lot more, I think, at least for me, in emails. And then if you have Google Streak, which is another call, another time, you can track whether they've seen your message and put them in, just connect with them, or track them a whole lot better. Let's see. And the other thing Aaron and Tammy and I talked about was creating a Facebook event for whatever challenge is coming up. So we have, of course, we have Lift 4 coming up on the 16th, starting on Monday. So you could create something potentially tonight, and it feels it's less intimidating. So you can create a Facebook event. Again, pique somebody's interest in the description. You don't say, join my Lift 4 group. You're like, hey, I would join my HIIT, plus strength training group. Join my ab and booty, challenge that I'm having for, whatever it may be, would be like everyday obsession, or, my, whatever it is. And then invite people, because people are a lot more likely to RSVP. And when they RSVP, that is your green light. They're giving you the opening to go talk to them. So it feels a little less intimidating, I think, for new coaches to go about it that way. So that's what I would suggest with inviting. With scripts, again, I think certain things can be scripted. When you're first getting to know people, and to try and figure out, where their fitness level is, what they've done in the past that they've liked, what they haven't liked, what, in terms of nutrition, have they tried Weight Watchers and hated it? Did they try, isogenics and thought it was the greatest thing, but it was too much money? Like, sort of finding out all that stuff. I think if you include that in a script, asking like questions and copy and paste, I think that's okay. But generally, when you're inviting people, even to the coaching opportunity, you really need to take like a second to really find out what's going on with this person, not just cut and paste. So I think that's it for the inviting part. Did I cover everything that we talked about, guys?
I'd like to say one thing, actually, if you don't mind, and maybe Tammy, you would too.
Yeah.
With the inviting, when I look at my list, so I do this all the time. I'm constantly making lists when I'm ready to invite to new challenges. And so when I look at my list, the way I invite is I usually am using Facebook Messenger or email, depending on my way of connecting with that particular person. I'm usually writing a 1 to 2 line message to them. Sorry about that. I'm just saying, hey, how's it going? If it's somebody I know personally, something personal to them, just reconnecting with them. What's up with your kids? How's school going? Something along those lines. And then just say, hey, I was wondering if you might be interested in joining me in my next challenge group. I'm doing this health and fitness challenge group. I'm wondering if you might want to hear more about it. End of story. And that's all I say. I don't say anything about, oh, I'm doing this challenge group that's 4 days a week and it's nutrition with shakes or anything. I just say, I'm wondering if you might want to join me on this health and fitness challenge I'm doing. Do you want to hear more? And then when they write back, yeah, I want to hear more, because actually I'm finding when I write those really simple messages, I'm getting a lot more responses. Yeah, I'd like to hear more, than when I word vomited like I used to do right up front. Then I send a more scripted message where I explain what is a challenge group, what it is that we do with Beachbody, like what their programs are, and I give some examples and what the nutrition plan examples are. And that script I will share with you guys in our team page. I won't go into detail here, and that's something you could reword into your own words, put your own story into it, and that's the point at which I think scripts start to come more into handy. But right up front, just talking to a friend, hey, do you want to do this with me? Yes or no, and then go from there. So that's kind of what I wanted to mention about inviting. And kind of the same thing with the events. I think the events work really, really well, especially when you're new to coaching. For me now, 2.5 years in, they're not working as well any longer, unfortunately. But they do work really well at first. And when I get somebody who clicks interested or going on an event that I've created for a challenge group, then all I do is write back a simple message. Yeah, I'm super excited that you're interested in this group. Can I, send you all the details about it? And then that kind of, because sometimes I'm finding otherwise people are just clicking interested. And if I, again, word vomit right up front at them, they just shut down and don't respond. But if I engage in that conversation lightly up front, it works better. And I think as a coach, it's a lot less scary, and it feels more like you're just literally having conversations with friends and inviting them to a party. And that's what you're doing.
All right. Well, now we'll segue into, Tammy, you want to take over with the social media aspect of things?
Yes. I love talking about the social media. It's my favorite.
You're good at it.
I have learned to love and embrace social media because we are so fortunate to be living in a time where we can use social media to build a business. Like, how awesome is that? And it's just a matter of learning it. It takes some time. It can seem overwhelming in the beginning. I'm just going to go over just some basic things about social media that you can do to help get your business started. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to make a coming out post. And this is going to kind of depend on where you are. If you are a brand new coach and you're just starting your first fitness program, the best thing that you can do is just go on to your Facebook, Instagram page and be like, guys, I am so excited. I'm getting ready to start a brand new workout program. You guys know I've struggled with weight loss or whatever it is, your own personal story. I need accountability partners. Who would like to be my accountability partner? A simple post like that would be perfect. You don't even have to talk about that you're necessarily coaching or anything. If you're somebody who's been, because I know there's several people on here who have been doing the Beachbody workout programs for a while, and now you've decided that you want to start growing your business, you want to start coaching, a good thing that you could do is a good coming out post, that's what I call it, is just stating that, guys, I've been, some of you know I've been doing these workout programs. I've had these amazing results. I'm still on my fitness journey, and I've decided that I really want to help other people do the same. So I've decided to coach. I'm hosting this new group. Who's interested? And you always want to have that, that open-ended question at the end, like another good thing to do is like put in an emoji. Like if you're interested, raise your hand or put, whatever, smiley face emoji or whatever. So you get people commenting on there. So that's a great way for new. Oh, I thought somebody was asking a question. That's a great way for somebody to have a coming out post. Now I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. So before you do that coming out post, there's a couple of things that I want you to know about social media that some of you may or may not know, is that Facebook and Instagram is all about these crazy algorithms, and they're constantly changing and we can't keep up with them. But the main thing that you need to know about social media is the people that are seeing your posts are the people that you are connecting with through social media. The people that you're commenting on their stuff, that they're commenting back and forth, those are going to be the people that are going to be seeing your post. So if you're never on Facebook and you never comment on anybody else, like anybody else's post, and you put your coming out post on there and you get like 2 likes or 2 people comment, that's probably, you can't take that personal. That's probably because those are the only people seeing your posts. I know that sometimes people think that, oh, I put something on Facebook, everybody sees it, all my friends see it. Well, that is just not the case. So a little tip is before you go in to make a post like that, a call to action is what we call that, where you're asking somebody to join you. So a couple days before that, what I recommend is that you go through your Facebook friends and you start commenting and liking on their posts. Yes, it takes some time, but you can do it, and Erin's going to talk about how to do this too later in little pockets of time. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You go through it and you comment and you like on people's posts, and then when you when you post your coming out post, more people are going to see it. So that's important. I wanted to go over that. The other thing when it comes to social media and coaching is the main thing that you want to think about when you're making a post is giving value. Why are you making a post? Don't just throw something on social media just to throw something on social media. You're like, oh, I haven't posted today, let me just throw this on there. You want to give some kind of value in your social media posts. And a question on how often should you post on Facebook or Instagram? Honestly, once or twice a day is all you really need to post on your social media actual page. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but your stories on Facebook or your stories on Instagram is where you're going to share more, where you're going to give more value. It's where you're going to share more pieces of you, your personal life, the real you. Those are going to be in your stories. And we can do a whole other training on that later. And we're actually going to give you access to lots of those kind of trainings too. But as far as like on your Facebook, on your Instagram page, once or twice a day is all you need to post. And just think about giving value. And you also do want to share part of your life too. It doesn't have to, you don't have to post about Beachbody all the time. You don't have to post about working out all the time. I mean, if you go to my page, you'll see I talk about my daughter all the time. I post about, Down syndrome awareness, things that I'm passionate about. You want to do that too. Just think about giving back, adding value. And also the last thing that I'm going to go over is just share what you're doing on social media. Share it in your stories, share it on your page. Do not label. You don't have to use Beachbody. You don't have to use Lift 4. You don't have to use Shakeology. Actually, don't do that. It's better for you not to do that. But share what you're doing and why you love what you're doing. So, you can be like, oh, I just finished this workout. Gosh, I love that I can just do this at home. I don't have time to go to the gym. It's so convenient that I can do this at home. Whatever it is about your workouts, whatever it is about the shakes, whatever it is about what you're doing, share that on social media so people know that's what you're doing and that they understand why it's important to you and why you love it and what it has done for you and how it's changed your life. I think that's all I have on social media. Did you guys have anything else to add? I could go on and talk about social media forever, but I just wanted to I just wanted to give you the basics of, getting started and what you should be doing.
Yeah, you could go down a rabbit hole with that.
I think that's one thing to know, though, you guys, with social media, it's a constant learning curve. So don't let it overwhelm you. It's just a constant learning curve. That's just what it is. There's a lot of things like that in life, and just roll with it. Definitely these things, you can't break them. Press and play and have fun. Yeah,
and believe
I post once a day.
What's that?
Yeah, once or twice for me.
I post once a day, maybe twice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've rolled down to.
Once, yeah.
And just the other thing is just be yourself and don't try to emulate anyone else. Like, people are going to be attracted to you. They're not going to be attracted to the Beachbody program. They're looking at what you're doing and what they like about you. So just be yourself. That's like the biggest thing. Don't try to copy what anyone else is doing. Just be you. All right, Erin, take us home with our Power Pockets.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you, Tammy. So I wonder if I can share my screen. I think I can.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Let's see, share screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Juice sprayed at me. Can you guys hear me okay with that cartoon in the background?
Yep.
Okay, good. Sorry about that, but you know how it goes. So actually, speaking of which, these Power Pockets make Beachbody coaching possible when you have little time. When you are working full time, when you're a mom, when life just steps in the way, because it happens to all of us, to every single one of you. And so, we learned about these Power Pockets earlier this year and started to implement them ourselves and have found them just to be invaluable. So the idea of Power Pockets is how to do this inviting, how to be a Beachbody coach and run this business, whether you do it full course or just as a hobby or here and there, but how to do it in a manageable way so that you're not going crazy. And the idea is you actually just do it when you just have 5 or 10 minutes of time. If as you grow bigger and bigger, you want to give bigger pockets of time, then so be it. But there is absolutely no need to do that. You can grow a great coaching business with just 5 to 10 minutes of time throughout the day, every day, and be super successful. So we will share this document with all of you. But here are some vital things that you want to do within your Power Pocket, your 5 minutes of time. So you happen to sit down at dinner and your kid is taking forever to eat. And after a while, you're like, okay, I can just take 5 minutes to do something, right? That's a Power Pocket right there. So you could pick one of these to do at that point in time. That's an example of what I'm talking about. So these are all, we haven't laid out day 1, day 2, but really it's the same Power Pockets you ideally want to do every day. But I'll talk about what happens if you don't get to all of them in a single day. So every day we all want to do our workout. Definitely want to do that, to live a healthy life and to lead by example and to be the product. That's how you're going to get people to also want to live healthy lives and join up in your challenge. So do a 30-minute workout. That's not a 5-minute Power Pocket, but that's for you too. Drink your Shakeology. Now, personal development. This is one of our vital behaviors as Beachbody coaches. So this is something that Team Beachbody actually teaches us. They really encourage us to give ourselves 10 minutes of personal development every single day. So something I didn't start until just this past January, and I'm kicking myself for not starting it sooner. So if you've never been someone to read personal development books or even listen to them on podcasts or however you absorb that, I encourage you to start that now. We can definitely share some great books and podcasts to get you started with. I know a big favorite right now is this one, Girl Wash Your Face, OMG. We listened to her. Some of us earned through Beachbody yesterday a talk with her live, the author, Rachel Hollis, and she was amazing. Okay, sorry. I diverge a little bit. So that should be definitely one of your power pockets. And then another power pocket is you want to constantly be thinking about growing your network. You know, when you first start off as a Beachbody coach, you're going to have a lot of friends and family come to you and go, oh my gosh, you've had amazing results. You are feeling great. You have all the energy. I want to feel like you. How do I do this? And you're going to have a bunch of people sign up. But then after a while, they're already signed up. And now what do? So if you want to continue to grow this and share this opportunity with people, you need to grow your network. Well, to do that, we do encourage social media because it allows you to reach so many more people in the world than us just going out in the world. But, you know, again, it doesn't have to be social media. It's however you want to reach out to people. But a power pocket would be when you have 5 minutes of time to connect, make 5 new friends on social media. Now, sometimes that's scary to some people because they're like, oh, I can't just send a friend request to someone I don't really know or don't know at all. Wipe that out of your head. Social media is social. It's for making friends. That's why we're all on there. People expect friend requests. It's not weird. If they don't like it, they won't accept your friend request and you'll move on. No big deal, okay? So, and think of this. Remember, we talked about our posting. We're going to be adding value to their life in more ways than just inviting them to challenge groups. So you'll be adding a lot of value to their life by sending that friend request. So you'll send it. You can, so in 5 minutes of time, do it on Facebook, do it on Instagram, whatever media outlet you are choosing, connect, send 5 or 10 new friend requests. The next power pocket is connect with 5 people. So that would be actually like commenting on 5 people's posts on Facebook or Instagram, actually reaching out to them and making a connection, saying, hey, how are you? Those sorts of things, okay? We want to do a power pocket. Again, this doesn't need to take much time at all of making our social media post. Power pocket number 4 is invite 5 people. So every day you want to pull out your list and send at least 5 invites. Now, you know, you can change this number, you know, and make it a reasonable number or a bigger number for you if you need to, but this is an ideal number to strive for every day. And again, those invitations are just really quick messages, just reaching out and saying, hey, wondering if you'd like to do this with me. Power pocket number 5, follow up with 3 people. You guys, it's all in the follow-ups. I cannot stress this enough. You will send your invitation messages every single day, and you might get one. You know, you might send, let's just throw like 100, and you might get 1 or 2 people that actually respond out of that. If you start following up with people, just saying, hey, did you get my message? Sometimes I'll say something like, Facebook Messenger doesn't play nice with me, because it doesn't. It's an honest truth. I want to make sure you got my message. Just curious. Really think you like this. Follow-ups bring people to have that conversation with you. At least start the conversation with you. Whether or not they end up following through or not is, you know, another story. But you want them to start the conversation with you. Following up also even after that initial invitation, and they start the conversation with you. Evan, 1 moment, please, okay? Oftentimes, you'll start the conversation with somebody, you send them some information about your challenge group, and then they kind of fall off. And you're like, what happened? They sounded so interested. You have to follow up with them. You know, I really believe it is our job as Beachbody coaches to coach people into starting. I know for me, and probably the case for most of you, how hard it was just to say yes to starting. I was stuck in my own denial. I was stuck in my own disbeliefs and just not ready. And I needed somebody to coach me, help me see that I needed to be ready or that I was ready. And so I believe it's our job to help coach people to start. And that's what those follow-up messages are. So it doesn't take long. 5 minutes, you can follow up with 3 people. Those are really short messages. Power pocket number 6 is responding to messages. So, you've been sending invitations, you've been connecting with people, you've been doing posts. You're going to start getting messages every day in your email, maybe in Facebook Messenger. And so you're going to need to, or want to, set aside just a 5 minutes, 10 minutes time power pocket to respond to those messages. And then last is, what is this? Check-in app and transformation Facebook group, add value. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to think, that was funny how it was worded. So that's just another power pocket again, where you want to check in with the challenge group that you're currently a part of and comment on your challengers' posts, maybe post your sweaty selfie, those sorts of things. Be present in your group if you're already a part of a group. So there are definitely days you're not going to get to all of these, especially if you're doing this as a hobby or part-time or you got life in the way. That has happened to me more times than every day, I should say. So my recommendation is always follow the power pockets. And if, let's say it's Monday and you only get to power pocket number 3, then on Tuesday, you come in and you pick up a power pocket number 4 when you get your first 5 minutes of time, whenever that is in the day. If for you it works to set the same time of day that you pick up the work and do it, then great. If it's whenever it happens to land 5 minutes, then great. It doesn't matter. But if you don't get through all of them in one day, I recommend then the next day you pick up where you left off with your power pockets, move your way throughout the week, and then start back up at number 1 once you reach through to number 6. Questions or anything else, Blake, Tammy, you want to say about that?
No, I think that's great. The power pockets are gold. If you can find ways to fit that in, and because we all have that 5 minutes instead of scrolling Facebook, instead of scrolling Instagram, take those 5 minutes and do a power pocket. I mean, it's that easy. It really is.
I think a big thing too is, so it takes discipline, just the same thing that Autumn talks about with, strengthening a muscle and willpower and confidence. They're all muscles that we need to strengthen. So you have to be disciplined. And one of the things that helps me is setting a timer on my phone and saying, okay, I'm putting down 5 minutes for this power pocket, and I'm not going to check Facebook. I'm not going to check emails. I'm not going to do anything else besides what this task is, and I'm going to finish it. And when that timer is done, I move on. I stop doing it, and I just move on to whatever, go about my day, like go feed my kids, whatever it is. So I think setting a timer, at least for me, like really helps with the power pockets. And I've gotten a little lazy with it. And the problem with that is I'm a squirrel. So which you guys know, I'll go from like this to that to this to this. And I'm like, by the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't finish anything. The power pockets make you feel like you are doing a little bit every day to do your business, to get things done. Whereas you feel like, gosh, I've been on the whole day and I feel like I haven't done a darn thing. And that can be really defeating for people starting out because it's a lot. This makes it doable, just much easier, less overwhelming.
So we just have a few minutes left. So let's talk about, just reiterate, like actionable steps that we want you to take within the next week for this coach training, because we want you to take something away from this and we want you to actually go out and do it. Yeah. So I know that Blake mentioned the warm market list. So 30 people, you have a week to come up with your list of 30 people, family and friends that you think might be interested. Okay. Social media, you have a week to go in, start liking, commenting on people's posts, and then to make your coming out post, whichever that is, whether you're a brand new coach, brand new to Beachbody, whichever it is. You have a week to do that. And I want you to tag your coach in your posts so that they can see it. And then also so that they can comment on it to help more people see it. And then what about, Erin, did you have an actionable step for your Power Pockets?
Well, yeah, I think what could be good with the Power Pockets is, you know, especially regarding inviting, if you guys could come up with a number that you'd like to achieve, the number of invites per day that you'd like to achieve. So there was that Power Pocket number. I can't remember which one. Let me look it up. Hold on.
I think it was like 5 invites or something for each.
Yes. So it's Power Pocket number 4, and I'll give you guys the document, is asking for a minimum of 5 invites per day. But I want you to come up with what's achievable for you. Is it 5? Is it 3? Is it 10, 20? I mean, I want you to think about what can I do? What do I want to do for me as a coach in my business? So just report back to your coach as this is what my goal is in terms of inviting people to join me with challenges, join me in this health journey every day.
Awesome.
That sounds awesome. So everybody go do your homework, report back to your coach, and we will talk to you guys soon.
I know. Oh, we got to do our picture. Here, I'll stop recording.